My first day of sixth grade, I was in a brand new building. I was not only physically the smallest kid in my class, but I was also a year younger than everybody else. So, my first day in junior high school, I was just minding my own business, drinking from a drinking fountain. And some bloke came up and thought he was going to give me the business. But just as he started mouthing off at me, he turned around and ran. And I turned around, and standing directly behind me was this guy. I wasn't in any of his classes, and he didn't even know who I was. And that's the story about how I met my buddy Greg. I've been trying to find a way to finish this video, but it's been very difficult. I know it's probably hard to read this, but it says 2016, so this is about 4 years old now. This actually fits my head really well. It's kind of surprising. This was meant for a child, but I kind of have a small head and a small brain, you know. So, you want to see what it looks like on me? All right, hold on. Looks good, doesn't it? All right, that's not me. That's Poe, of course. And here's Poe again. He looks Poe. He looks double Poe. So, December 2nd of last year, Greg passed away of a heart attack in front of his home. Or I think he started his car and then went back in the home and passed out, or he was on the front walk. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. It's really hard sometimes to describe somebody's collection when you don't have good pictures of it when it was together. But only now it's been just barely 8 months later, and his complete man cave in the basement is it's all tore apart because the walls of the basement started caving in. And if his family didn't act when they did, it would have all gotten ruined. And there was literally so much of it that they just did not know what to do with it. And a lot of it's going to get sold off. Many of it's going to go to friends and relatives. And this collection of 6-inch Black Series figures has graciously gone to me. These figures are expensive and super, super cool. In my opinion, so much cooler than the original action figures, of course, but any 3.5-inch action figures. But this was Greg's collection. He had standing on a cabinet in the basement. And surprisingly, every one of them is complete. This one is super cool. I remember when these all came out. And I actually was at Target with him when he bought a couple of these. And his wife also gave me this brand new in the box. He hadn't even had a chance to open it yet. But this is also Black Series, but it's not the 6-inch Black Series. It's the regular 3.5-inch Black Series. I love TIE fighters, and I love the TIE fighter pilots. You want to get a closer look at it? Let's blow this image up. Oh my gosh, that got really big. I didn't mean to make it that big, but... So, if you don't recognize it, it's the Black Series oversized TIE fighter that came out several years ago. And I think when it came out at Toys R Us, it was a special. And Greg called me and told me I had to rush down there and get another one. There was a couple left, and I just didn't have $100 to spend on an enormous TIE fighter. Oh gosh, so cool. And then we have two tubs that like this, but I gotta be honest, I just don't have any more emotional energy to go through these. These were, a lot of these are Star Wars figures, 3.5-inch figures that were purchased in the 90s when Greg's children were first born. He was buying one for each of them and himself, and then one in the package. So the kids have a whole collection of the 90s Star Wars figures in the package. And they just have so much of it. They gave me this tub, and there's about 105 figures in here, and more guns and lightsabers than you can shake a stick at. Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Greg. I love you guys. You're literally like a second family to me.
Hey, buddy. Oh, sorry, man. I'm yawning here. Hey, it's Greg. I'm just calling to see how you're doing. Anyhow, give me a call when you get a chance. If not tonight, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and please wish your parents the same.
Okay, I do want to show you guys this real quick. This is some of the guns and accessories that I haven't found a home for yet. But the number of Han pistols that are in this pile is staggering. I mean, there's got to be about 20 or 30 of these little Han pistols. And there's probably about 8 or 9 different Han figures in that tub. But it's these guns right here that are confusing me. This goes to the Black Series Stormtrooper, the 6-inch. But I don't know what series these guns go to. It's not the big figs, or at least I don't think it is, but I don't know. If you guys know what these guns go to, please put in the comments below and check this out. These guns are identical, except for the grip. If anybody knows what these go to, I would love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, people. Make it a great day.